Hey, I'm Wenning at winningstrength.com, and today we're going to go over some quick tips for permanent weight loss. I know some of you guys struggle with weight coming on or off, or maybe you've been trying to lose weight for years and you just can't get it to happen for you. Well, today I'm going to show you some big tips on how we are going to be able to help you. The first big tip that I can almost give anybody, and most of the overweight clients that I've dealt with, both in the fire service, military, and general population, is don't drink anything with calories. So oftentimes when we look at our daily caloric intake, we often forget about what we're drinking and how many calories are in that. So a lot of your flavored coffees, sodas, things of that nature, and juices, which have been marketed to us to be very healthy, and in some cases can be, tend to have a lot of carbohydrates in them. If you start having a more bland fluid intake, i.e. water, tea, things of that nature, what you're going to start finding is your calorie intake is going to drop by the hundreds per day, sometimes even in the thousands depending on how overweight you are. So the first big tip I could give you that a lot of people don't think about is don't drink your calories. Through my dieting experience with all the people I've trained, I have found that if I have my food prepped, it's a lot harder to cheat. And what does that mean? That means that if I only make breakfast, right, and I don't have lunch or dinner and all that stuff ready, it's very easy for me to slip up and go eat things I'm not supposed to eat. But when you have containers of food sitting in your car or at work or at the gym ready to eat, it's kind of like, okay, I already have my food here, I'm going to go ahead and eat this. It's a hell of a plan to keep you on track if your food's prepped every day. So don't forget, have your food with you, that way you don't steer off course. One of the big things I have learned personally is that I eat before I cheat. And what does that mean? That means if I want to go have pizza with my friends, I do not miss any other meals. So I eat about 4, upwards of 5 times a day, depending on training days. And that means every meal I get in before I go do the cheat meal in the evening. Usually all my cheat meals come in the evenings. That means I've already had 4 major meals before I go eat. I'm not that hungry. So when I sit down and pizza sounds tasty, I have a few, maybe 2, 3 slices versus a whole pizza. Now, a lot of times what you find is that people that eat cheat meals, which is not going to be uncommon in our normal society, is that they wait 3, 4, 5 hours before they've eaten last, and then they go do a cheat meal, and now their hunger is beyond out of control. So what you find is if you really want a cheat meal, that's okay. Just make sure you didn't miss any other meals to get to that cheat meal so that your stomach already has food in it, you already have some satiety, so that when you go there, you're not going to be able to cheat nearly as bad. So a lot of times with our dieting stuff, we misplace why we are hungry. And a lot of times we're not hungry at all. A lot of times we're dehydrated and we're lacking salt. So what I have found with my diet and with all the other people I train is that if I up the salt intake just to taste, I'm not saying make things gross, but if you up the salt just a little bit in your food, you'll find that the water you drink, you actually retain a little bit more of, and you won't be as hungry. So sometimes hunger can be dehydration in hiding. So remember, make sure you're drinking enough water, but also make sure you're taking in enough salt so that you retain some of that water. And what you'll find is that your diet will be much easier to sustain because you won't be misplacing hunger for thirst. So in closing, if this stuff's super interested in you, we're going to come out with a nutrition manual on winningstrength.com that you guys can see some of the meals that I've prepped, some of the type of spices and seasonings that I use that have kept me on this diet and made sure I've went 100 miles an hour the right way the last 3 years. I've lost almost 60 pounds and my blood work is absolutely amazing. So a lot of these points I learned the easy way in some ways and the hard way in others. But if you guys are interested in this, please join the Patreon channel where you guys will get the manual for free, or get on the website and we'll have it available for you soon.